I'm Corbett Wall with DV Auction, here with a 3-minute cattle market update for Friday, May the 19th, where the week ended on a positive note there, and that was a good thing. The board come up there on Thursday, which was good. Your fats traded lower for the week, but actually probably about as good as they could have traded through the week, and a little bit of a positive note on the dress side. Some of your midweek feeder cattle auctions are actually higher, even as we sold some cattle lower earlier in the week. But probably the most impressive thing was Thursday, the report come out that actual weights, dressed weights for steers, that's for the week ending May the 6th, dropped 17 pounds from the previous report, all the way down to 832 pounds. We thought that the weights were actually going to bottom out right under 850 pounds, but being dropped that much, maybe things are a little tighter and these cattle are even greener than we thought, and we've been knowing that things were pretty current, but that was a big eye-opener for me anyway. But you look at the futures market, mid to late week there, live cattle futures August contract Wednesday was up 57 cents, Thursday up 82, ended the day on Thursday with live cattle August contracts at 119.65. Your June spot market ended the week at 122.97, which is going to be about $11 basis to what fat cattle trade ended up being. Feeder cattle futures August contract Wednesday was up just 2 cents, but Thursday up $1.62 to end the day on Thursday with August at 149.35. Your May contracts are just basically trying to align themselves with the cash market and your CME index. That May ended Thursday at 142.27, which is getting pretty close to your real-time index at 142.61 there late on Thursday. But your fat cattle trade become active on Thursday. You know, we had a little bit of trade around, mostly in Northern Plains and on your Fed Cattle Exchange on Wednesday. And this is a rare victory for Fed Cattle Exchange, because the bulk of their sales, which I say the bulk, they didn't sell that many cattle, maybe 1,600 or something like that. When they start getting as many cattle as El Reno gets feeder cattle, then that will be a big deal. But they did sell some cattle, 135, 135 and a half, 575, and that was higher than what the bulk of the direct trade is going to be this week. So the Southern Plains broke loose at 133 and a half early on Thursday, and then it all went to 134. So that's positive at 134. That's still $4 lower than last week. Up in the Northern Plains, mostly in Iowa, they had some 134. And then if you remember on Wednesday, they had range in their dress sales from 210 to 215, but really the 210 was only from majors. 215 was from the regional packers there, Nebraska Beef, Greater Omaha, and they were plucking the cattle that were sure enough going to grade. But they ended up selling a lot of cattle on Thursday at 212, which you think that's off of your highs. It's not really off of your highs from the majors. It's actually good for the majors. Plus, a lot of that 212 was FOB or picked up, which normally when you sell in the beef or dressed, those cattle are delivered to the plant for that. Well, that's a big deal. That 212 FOB could easily be 215, and that's on your average bulkier cattle there, depending on how far the feedlot is from the plant. So that's not a bad price there at all. You look at your slaughter through Thursday, 451,000. That's down 10,000 from the previous week, as your packers are slowing the chain speeds down a little bit, trying to get a better hold on this market. But it's up 3,000 from the same week a year ago. You look at your real-time index, I spoke of it a while ago there, on feeder cattle based at 800 pounds there through your middle 12 states on Beef Market Central. Thursday afternoons at 142.61, and it seems to be settling right in there. So you look at average market type 800 pound steers are right in there, 142, 143. That's what they're bringing, and hence that's what your real-time index is, although it averages those out from 7 all the way to 900 pounds. but you see some midweek markets there. El Reno, if you put their Tuesday calf sales and Wednesday yearlings together, had 17,000, continues to be impressive there. And the close on their market ended up being mostly steady to $2 higher. You look at their report there on Beef Market Central, you can see that they sold cattle higher, and that's an awful good market there on a very, very good test of market type cattle there in the middle part of your country. Dodge City, Kansas had a good sale. They were actually higher yet, $4 to $6 higher. You see their report, but that's because they suffered those severe losses a week ago. They had yearlings quoted, $10 to $13 lower there, and they needed to put a little bit back on. But it seems like things are just settling in, and your market is getting more consistent throughout. As you look late in the week, on Thursday actually, in Pratt, Kansas, their early sales, early calling that $2 to $5 higher on their yearling feeders. So that's a good sale for them. Individual quote, they had a load of 865 pound steers at noon, bring $149.50. That would be well above what the average price is. But another impressive market at Bluegrass Stockyards in Stanford, Kentucky. 10 o'clock Thursday morning, that load weighed 791 at 152. That's 3 minutes. We'll talk to you next week.